So, I've been watching a lot of Madden Rebuild and various 2K What If content lately. I started off with mostly Not the Expert and his incredible college football rebuilds, Go Dingoes, and I got spoon fed more and more over the years, including the excellent Med and, recently, the criminally underwatched Dynasty. And I was thinking, man, what if I did that? Then, naturally, my brain, being the shit stick he is, said, you'd just be creating a losing franchise. And I replied, bet, I do my best work out of spite, fight me, you little bitch. So welcome, ladies, gentlemen, and that technicolor rainbow in between, to my Madden 10 Debuild of the New England Patriots. So, I'm sure you can kind of see what I'm going for here. I'm taking a powerful team in the New England Patriots, smack dab in the middle of the Tom Brady Dynasty, and I'm going to do my best to ruin them. That said, we're going to have to establish some rules, otherwise this would be a very quick video. Rule 1. I can only simulate games. This is so I can't just take control and ensure they run out for a safety 20 times a game. I want this to be an organic suck. We gotta earn it. Rule 2. I can only perform one trade and cut 3 players per year. If contracts run out, I also have to sign them to a year deal if possible. This is so we can't just get rid of all of our good players, sign the bottom of the barrel, and call it a victory. Or defeat in this case. Rule 3. I must set each position on the depth chart to the best player on the roster. No easy out by just starting the worst players at the start and just ignoring our starters. I'll be running the simulation for 3 years, and I have 3 goals in mind. Miss the playoffs, be last place in the league, and the ultimate goal of going 0-16. Going into our first season, you might wonder what our first order of business is. That, my friend, is going to be the trading of Tom Brady. The big question is, to who? I want to trade him to a division rival with the hope of elevating them and making it harder for us to be a playoff contender. So we are sending Tom Brady to the Jets with our first and second round picks for their 7th round pick. Behold my amazing GM skills! We then have 3 players to cut. We start with left tackle Matt Light and left guard Logan Mankins, destroying our offensive line. On the other side of the ball, we're going to let go of right end Richard Seymour. We're hoping that this could be enough to make the team a bottom feeder. Because of these moves, however, I have to pick up a tackle and a defensive end. We pick up Will Svitek, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, sir, and Josh Savage. The defense remains solid aside from the weak secondary. That said, the offense won't be setting the league on fire, I'm pretty sure. Let's see if we got the job done by simulating the season. First though, before the final game of our preseason, we're told we have an injury and we need to sign a quarterback. This fills me with glee, as we have an opportunity to get an even worse quarterback to start the season. We sign our new starter, Daryl Hackney, no relation. We then pick up where we left off. We drop all 4 preseason games, but as we know, it's the regular season that's going to matter. We drop our first 2 games to start the season, and we're once again told we must make a signing to meet minimum roster requirements. We need a fullback, it seems, as we lost ours for 2 weeks, so we hire OK Boomer Grigsby to take over until then. We continue with our simulation. We lose again to the Falcons before a 3-game win streak. We do get beat down by the Bucs and the Dolphins to get us back on track. As I say that, we win 2 straight against the Colts and the Jets. We then lose to the Saints, beating the Dolphins by 1 and then losing to the Panthers. We then lose to the Bills, which secures a non-winning season, but I'm worried we could still sneak into the playoffs. The Jags take care of business though, and we ensure a losing season. The lowly Texans also beat us, improving to 4-12, and we finish the season 6-10. I was worried when we were 6-6 that we might pull it together. Thankfully, we finish with a 4-game skid and land outside of the playoff picture. The season's champion is going to be the Eagles, beating out the Jets, who almost win a championship after we give them Tom Brady. Let's move on to the offseason. Retiring players include Teddy Bruschi, Joey Galloway, and Fred Taylor. We move on to re-sign players. It takes a good while to sign all these one-year contracts, so let me talk to you for a bit. I haven't been a very good YouTuber, and I've been forgetting to do the YouTuber thing. So, right now, if you're enjoying the video, I would like for you to dislike it, send me a hate DM, and unsubscribe. These videos take a long time to, make and do and all that good stuff, and it'd just be really helpful. Now, for free agency signing. We need to be sure to fill the spots in our roster, or the CPU might do it for us, and we don't want that. We need a running back and a corner, so we offer a deal to Tony Hunt and Alan Ball before simming a day. They both sign, however, it looks like we still need one more running back, so we swing another offer to Mike Bell. We sim another day and we get him as well. Now we can sim through the rest of free agency. The draft is next. We're going to be without our first or second picks, but here is what we ended up with. Oh, we took a trade offer that gave away some other picks to get back in the second round, so we had even less picks, but you can see we made it count by drafting a punter. We head forward to the next season and we start with our trade. We're going to be trading away Wes Welker to the Dolphins with our first 2 picks for their 7th round pick. Next, we're releasing center Dan Copen about it. It's okay. He's great. He'll be with another team. They'll scoop him up. It'll be fine. On the defensive side, we're getting rid of Vince Wilfork and Jared Mayo. We need a defensive tackle as a result, and we pick up Scott Paxson. Here is a look at our starters. Notable is our lack of weapons on offense, and a line that is very exploitable on the left side while also lacking a solid center. The defense is still hanging on in the front end, but the linebacking core is falling apart after the retirement of Bruschi and the release of Jared Mayo. Let's see how this year goes for us. The preseason starts by us getting crushed by the Chargers, and the Bills also stomp us. The Texans and Bengals both also pick up wins to give us another winless preseason, but will it translate to the regular season? We start the season with a win against the Bears. Week 2, we also take out the Bills to improve to 2-0 on the season. Oh no. Thankfully, the Vikings stop us from streaking, and the Dolphins, with Wes Welker, take us out as well. Ravens, Jets, Lions, and Browns all take wins to send us to 2-6. 7 in a row. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Before we can figure out if the suck streak continues, we have to sign a player. Both of our free safeties got injured, which is comical. We signed Deshaun Goldson and Courtney Bryan. We then go and lose our 14th straight. After starting 2-0, the plan finally comes together and we finish without a single win in the last 14 of the year to drop to 2-14. Beautiful. Our ultimate goal of 0-16 might be in reach. We finish the season and accomplish the goal of getting last place in the NFL, tied with the Bears. The Super Bowl winner year 2 is going to be the Vikings. Even with Tom Brady, the Jets just can't make it happen. I don't want to throw them another bone either. They should have made this happen. Imagine letting the Vikings get a Super Bowl. To the offseason we go. This year, we get to sign an offensive and defensive coordinator. We hire R. Ryklewski for our offensive coordinator. I'm not sure if this person is real or not, but they are gonna be terrible. We then hire T. Walsh to our defensive coordinator. He's not as bad as our new OC, but this will also be a downgrade. No retiring players, so we move on to re-signing. This time, however, we cannot get Randy Moss to sign. No amount of money will do it either, he just refuses. That said, just letting him go feels wrong, feels like an easy way out. So instead, we're going to hit him with the franchise tag. I really bet he wishes he stayed in Oakland now. That said, nothing we can do about Stephen Neal wanting nothing to do with us. Al Johnson, Lee Bolden, and Nick Kaiser are also out. We move on to free agent signing. We need a tackle, a guard, and a corner. We sign Jason Watkins, Nate Livings, and Kevin Hobbs to fill these positions. We then move on to the draft. Here are this year's signings. I know. You're very impressed. Moving on to the last season of our disaster piece. Our trade this year is going to be left end Ty Warren and our first 2 draft picks to the Bills for their 7th round pick. As a result, we need a new end. We sign Marcus Dixon to replace him. Now we're dropping Jarvis Green, Adalis Thomas, and James Saunders. We need to also replace the other end and an outside linebacker. We sign Grayson Gunheim and Brandon Johnson to fill these roles. And let's take a look at our final roster. This looks abysmal. However, will it be enough to bring us to 0-16? Let's get straight to the regular season. We begin the season with a shutout loss to the Dolphins. Then the Jets blow us out, but at least we put up 3. The Giants humiliate us and we're 0-3. We drop to 0-4 before the bye week. We come back to another shutout loss. 6 losses. 7 losses. A close loss to the Redskins makes 8. Our most points scored this season, however. 3 more losses bring us to 0-11, and we have to make roster moves. Once more, both of our safeties, strong safeties this time, got injured, and we need to replace them. We get Thomas DeCloud and Keith Lewis. Back to the sim. The Dolphins crush us again, and we're 0-12. A Bengals shutout, and it's 13 losses. 14, 15, can he go all the way? And the Cowboys managed to not cowboy it up, and we're 0-16, baby! And with that, we've done it. We change history and leave the Patriots uncompetitive for some time to come. I'm not entirely surprised I managed this. Probably could have made it even harder, but that's why I only gave myself 3 years. I did a practice run where I only ran it for a year, and it seemed really doable. If you made it this far, thanks. And if you like the idea, do me a favor and give it a try yourself. It's super fun, and I think everyone out there has a team they'd like to just, ruin. Cheers, and thanks for watching.